Middle East is once again ablaze with tension as a dramatic escalation unfolds between Iran and Israel. On what is being described as one of the most terrifying nights in recent Middle Eastern history, Iran launched a massive and deadly assault on Israel, targeting multiple cities in an unprecedented attack. The assault began on the night of April 5th with ballistic missiles and cluster warheads raining down from the sky, leaving a trail of destruction on the ground. Reports indicate that this was not just a singular attack, but a coordinated strike across several cities. Iran unleashed a barrage of ballistic missiles and cluster bombs, striking modern cities like Haifa and Tel Aviv, which are now engulfed in smoke and flames. The aftermath is devastating, with reports suggesting significant breaches in Israel's world-class defense systems. It is believed that approximately 70% of the Iranian missiles penetrated Israel's protective shield, hitting the ground with precise accuracy. Haifa, in particular, has been severely affected. Images emerging from the city show deep craters on roads, overturned vehicles, and the constant wailing of sirens echoing through the streets. The impact of the cluster bombs is evident in the widespread destruction. In over 15 locations across Israel, the attacks have left a significant mark. In central Israel alone, more than 15 cluster warheads have landed, while Tel Aviv has confirmed missile strikes in 7 different areas. Reports from Petah Tikva indicate that a woman has been seriously injured, with fears of more casualties as the situation unfolds. This attack is not a mere coincidence, but a meticulously planned strategy. Just before the assault, Iranian military leaders signaled a warning that their next move against the United States and Israel would be catastrophic. The chilling images now bear witness to the unfolding of that ominous scenario. As the world watches closely, the pressing question is whether the Israeli government, led by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, will respond with a nuclear strike. Could this conflict extend beyond the borders of Israel and Iran, engulfing the entire world in its wake? The latest updates reveal that Iran launched multiple cluster warheads and ballistic missiles targeting Haifa and Tel Aviv, among other areas in Israel. The scale of the attack is deeply concerning, with reports indicating that over 15 locations across Israel have been hit. Alone in central Israel, more than 15 cluster warheads have fallen. In the past few hours, it is believed that approximately 60% of Iranian missiles have breached Israel's multi-layered air defense system, a significant breach in one of the world's most advanced defense shields. Haifa appears to be one of the hardest hit cities. Scenes from the ground reveal large craters, overturned vehicles, and sirens blaring throughout the city. Rescue services are reporting damage consistent with the impact of cluster weapons. Footage RAAM emergency team shows extensive destruction at multiple locations. The type of damage indicates a high-intensity explosive spread. Tel Aviv has also been targeted, with missiles striking at least 7 areas of the city. Reports indicate several people have been injured. In Petah Tikva, a woman is reported to be seriously wounded, while a man in Tel Aviv has sustained minor injuries. These are not isolated incidents. This is a coordinated multi-location attack. The tension has been accompanied by a warning. Just before the assaults, Iranian military forces indicated that the next phase of their attacks on the United States and Israel would be far more powerful. Tonight's events may mark the beginning of that phase. What makes this situation even more grave is the scale, precision, and penetration of the attacks. Cluster weapons targeting multiple cities and a defense system under pressure. As tensions rise, the big question now is how Israel will respond and weather this conflict. T is on the brink of a broader expansion in the Middle East. Israel and Iran find themselves on the brink of a significant conflict. On April 5th, in what is being described as an unprecedented and terrifying assault, Iran launched a comprehensive attack on Israel, targeting multiple cities with ballistic missiles and cluster bombs. This attack marks one of the most significant breaches in Israel's defense systems and has left both countries and the international community on high alert. Recently, major cities in Israel, including Haifa and Tel Aviv, have been severely impacted. Iran's attack was not random. It was a coordinated strike across several urban centers. The scale and precision of the assaults have raised serious concerns about the vulnerabilities in Israel's renowned defense mechanisms, particularly the Iron Dome. Reports indicate that approximately 70% of the Iranian missiles managed to penetrate Israel's defense shields, leading to substantial destruction on the ground. Haifa has emerged as one of the most affected areas. Images from the city reveal a grim scene: roads pockmarked with deep craters, vehicles overturned, and the persistent sound of emergency sirens echoing through the streets. The use of cluster bombs has resulted in widespread devastation, affecting infrastructure and endangering civilian lives. In central Israel alone, over 15 cluster warheads have been reported, with Tel Aviv confirming missile strikes in 7 different areas. Petah Tikva has also been hit. with reports of serious injuries to civilians, including a woman who is in critical condition. The attack appears to be a part of a calculated strategy by Iran. Just prior to the strikes, Iranian military leaders had issued a stern warning, suggesting that their next move against Israel and the United States would be catastrophic. The unfolding events seem to validate these threats as the situation continues to escalate. The global community is now watching closely, with many speculating on the possible repercussions and the potential for this conflict to expand beyond the immediate region. As the dust settles, Israel is faced with the challenge of responding to the significant breach in its security. The question on everyone's mind is how Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government will react. The possibility of a retaliatory strike, potentially involving nuclear capabilities, is a topic of intense debate and concern. The stakes are high, and the decisions made in the coming days could have far-reaching implications, not just for Israel and Iran, but for the stability of the entire region. In light of these developments, diplomatic channels are working overtime to manage the crisis. The United Nations and other international bodies are likely to call for restraint and dialogue, urging both nations to avoid actions that could lead to further escalation. However, the deep-rooted animosity and complex geopolitical dynamics between Israel and Iran make the path to peace a challenging one. The situation remains fluid, with both countries on high alert and the potential for further conflict looming. As the world waits to see how this latest chapter in the Middle Eastern conflict unfolds, the hope is that cooler heads will prevail and a path toward de-escalation can be found. The coming days will be crucial in determining whether this marks the beginning of a larger conflict or if diplomatic efforts can prevent further bloodshed.